I'm Patrick, and I'm here with Stephen. We're at Fanime 2015, and this is my first Fanime. And Stephen, how many have you been to?
4.
4? All right. So you have a perspective of how it is usually run, whereas for me, it's my first experience here. But I've heard a lot of things about it. Not all good. Now, Fanime is a 4-day convention held in San Jose, California at the San Jose Convention Center. It's also held with Clockwork Alchemy, a steampunk convention that's held 1 billion miles away by shuttle or something.
Shuttle's over there.
Yeah, and you have to take a shuttle to get there. It's not walking distance. There's not a lot of people that go back and forth from what I understand.
There used to be more. You'd see the steampunkers walking around. I haven't seen any this con.
Yeah, I mean, you can see behind us. I haven't seen any steam. I might have seen one, but I don't know if that was just an anime steampunk thing. But there's a lot of cosplay here. That's one thing I noticed before I even got in the door. There's tons of cosplay outside. Yeah. People taking pictures, people posing for pictures.
There's 8 gathering spots, I think.
Yeah. And they've got stages down here where they can pose. So cosplay definitely seems to be big here. We did go to the Masquerade earlier, and there was some great costumes there, but the Masquerade, now as you told me, it's improved. Yes,
being fair, it has improved a lot this year. It started on time, and it generally ran better than the last 2 years.
And that scares me because this was one of the most disorganized costume contests or masquerades I've ever seen. It's up there with like the SnafuCon that I had last year, and another AnimeCon back in 2009 that was, they were trying to download stuff off of Gmail while they were doing the contest. So yeah, there were a lot of technical issues.
Yes. Two years ago we participated ourselves and we got to see it firsthand, and we had our audio cut out in the middle of the performance, and
that happened a lot here. There were at least 3 skits in a row where they're on stage in the middle and the audio cuts and they just walk off.
At least this time stagehands didn't run onto stage and pull them off stage. Oh. They let them finish this time. When we did it, we got pulled off stage. So
wow.
Again, things have gotten better.
There was an amazing, there were 2 Miyazaki skits. The first one was funny, then the second one came off and blew our minds.
Yeah, that was a great
skit. It was so good. And
amazing.
I do have, I recorded the entire Masquerade, so I'll have that up in our extras feed at some point soon. And you can fast forward through all the technical issues, which I'm going to leave in for your own enjoyment. So you can experience it as if you were here at Fanime. They had Todo Takamatsu. I said that wrong, but the shake hands man, he was the MC.
Yes.
He did a pretty good job. I got tired of the mana joke fairly fast.
Again, it was an improvement though.
But yeah, he was killing time because there was a lot of time to kill between skits. We just came from the gaming room.
Yes.
And so they have, what do they have in there?
Arcades.
They have more arcade cabinets than I've ever seen at any convention.
They have a huge number.
I was impressed.
And a lot of like DDR, and rhythm games. Console gaming. They have computer gaming this time.
Oh, that's new?
That's new.
Okay.
Unless I missed it in the past, but I think the AFK Gamers, I think, is the group that brought it in.
Yeah, I saw their signs. Board gaming. Tons of board games, a big pile of.
And we're back.
I did a dumb thing. I didn't charge the battery fully. Well, actually, it did have a pretty good charge, but the Masquerade ran 2 hours, so the battery died, and now it's 2 weeks later. And we can finish talking about Fanime. And I was saying the gaming room has a large amount they had a huge pile of board games that people could rent out for free, I guess for free.
Yeah, I think you left your badge there. Was the arrangement.
But they did not have Cards Against Humanity.
They're very explicit about this.
Yeah, there was a big sign.
No Cards Against Humanity.
Sorry, we don't have Cards Against Humanity. Probably because it's an 18+ game. And but yeah, they had the arcade games. They added. You said they added the PC gaming.
Yeah, that was new.
And the number of arcade consoles
the actual stand-up arcade cabinets. That was impressive.
Yeah, they had a lot this time, and especially with rhythm games, you know, the DJ game and Dance Dance Revolution, and like they had quite a few this time.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about panels yet, and I didn't get a chance to see any panels because there weren't any on site. They were all somewhere else.
Yes, their panels are held at the Fairmont, which is a 3 to 4 block hike away. It's down the street and up the park.
Yeah, it's pretty far. It's a good thing it doesn't rain in California. But they used like 5 different venues, not just a convention center.
Yeah, they're in the convention center, the Hilton, the Marriott, and then the Fairmont down the street.
And then the Masquerade was across the street
in the at Civic Center.
Civic Center,
yes. And the Black and White Ball is in another building too.
Oh, okay. And there was another hotel across the street. I forget the name of it. They had some stuff in. I don't even know what they had in there. But when I arrived, I asked people, where do I go for my badge? And I didn't get a correct answer. It was, oh, you have to go in the hotel in the glass room. Yeah, there was no glass room there.
I'm very curious what room they're talking about.
Well, it turned out to be in the convention center, in a room that did have glass doors, and then you go.
It wasn't a glass room.
No,
it had glass door.
Yeah, but
experience helps a lot with Fanime.
But I think it was you that was telling me when you go to the info desk and you ask a question.
Yeah, unfortunately, the track record for getting a correct or even consistent answer is somewhat poor from the information desk. Last year we asked each information station when the Masquerade would be held, and we got a different time from each information desk. This year was better though.
Although I was looking to see what time the Masquerade was held, I looked through the entire pocket guide, and I looked through their printed program guide, which is pretty decent, but it didn't say. The big guide said refer to the pocket guide. I looked every page of the pocket guide. All I could find was a little box near the front in the schedule that just said that there was cosplay stuff happening at that Civic Center, and that was it. It didn't tell you. It's just cosplay events.
And
so
it ended up, the information was on the forum.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing you were there to tell me when it started, because I had no idea. And then it just kept going and going. So yeah, we talked about the cosplay. What else is there to talk about? They had video rooms. Nothing special. Yeah,
they actually have a very large number of video rooms, more than I've seen at most equivalent size conventions. And they have some neat stuff there.
They don't show bootlegs anymore, right?
No. But they were showing some like vintage movies, and like they're pretty neat.
There's also Stage 0, which when we recorded this before, it was behind us, and it's in the a staircase that you enter as you enter the convention center. You can go up on either side. It's kind of in the middle at the top, so it's a big traffic area, and they put the stage right in the middle of that. And yeah, I could tell that sometimes the crowds got pretty dense, because towards the back of that by the flyer table, which was a mess by the way, they had tape on the floor with arrows telling people that they're supposed to walk in these lanes to get by. And it seems like a really bad place to put that stage.
It can be awkward when there's something extremely popular on Stage 0. The area right around it is just a nightmare to navigate. When there's less popular programming, it's easy to get by there. But yeah, it's kind of in a unique location.
It's a good way to get exposure for some things, because people will just be walking by, oh, that looks like fun, because they're obviously not doing that for the panels, because the panels are off elsewhere. But when you do get something that's popular and drawing people in.
Yeah, well, game shows especially, when the game shows start up, the area around Stage 0 just becomes a disaster zone.
Yeah, have we talked about the dealer's room yet? I don't think we've talked about.
No, we haven't talked.
But yeah, the dealer's room used the same space that Big Wow did the previous year, not this year, I don't think. But anyway, it's two big event rooms, two big, you know, those big convention center rooms with the air wall open. But what was it looked like it was packed full when I first walked in, but then I realized the truth. And the truth is that it was only 2/3 full.
It was a little awkward this time because you went in and you know, walk through like 3 or 4 vendors and then immediately it was empty. They had food concessions were there. Yeah. They were open pretty late, but yeah, the hall seemed like it should have been fuller. Yeah, the entire back of the room was just food concessions and dining area, but then the other side of the room was just empty, just gathering space. Well, and at least for me, I found it a lot more awkward this time. They kept switching aisle direction as you went through the hall. Yeah. So you actually started to get lost and missing vendors because the aisle direction changed, and you know, you're going back and forth this way, and suddenly this set goes like this now. Yeah. You've skipped over it because you were going like this, and you're very confused as to wait, shouldn't I know this vendor's here? Why aren't I finding them? And well, and I think everybody when they're in the dealer's room, they'll get into a pattern of going up one row, down the next, up one, and you zigzag through the entire room. But the way they set it up, it was impossible to do that. Yeah, I'm fairly certain there's at least one vendor that was there that I never saw. Just purely by virtue of the fact that I didn't happen to have the right combination of movements at the time, and we never walked by them. I went to one end and I started going up and down the short way, and then I got to one booth that had blocked that, so that wasn't going to work. So I changed and went back and forth, but then there was another one blocking. I really did not care for that layout. And also, for having all that empty space in the back, they really pushed those booths together close. So some of the more popular vendors, it was hard to get by. Yeah, there were a couple of vendors where they were so popular that navigating or on the ends where everybody's going around. Yeah, everyone's making the loop around and they get caught back there. Yeah. The artist alley, I didn't make it in there, but it's quite nice. It was quite nice. They've long gone are the days of the South Hall tent. The artist alley is quite nice now. They changed where the entrance was, so you came into the side. And this the only real criticism I would have is that you came in, the aisles were this way, and you came in kind of flat to an aisle. So then you had this awkward, if you wanted to zigzag, you had to kind of go up one aisle and then retrace your steps to then complete everything. But other than that, it was good. They had the windows open this time so you could actually see down into the street below and see all the activity. It created a really nice atmosphere, actually. Cool. That was probably my favorite area of the convention this year, was that area, in and around that area, because it felt really alive and you were kind of there. And that pretty much covers the programming, I think. Is there anything else with that? The guests, for a convention this size, the guest list is pretty small. They only have like a handful of voice actors, if that. 3 American voice actors, a Japanese voice actress, and a couple artists, and that's about it. It's never really been known for its guests. Unfortunately, no. And repeats. Yeah, the guests who are there this year, maybe they're next year, probably been there before. It's not a ever-changing guest list. So, what else is there? Have we covered everything? Anything else? Covered everything. The highlight for me is usually actually the hall, and if that anything, that's probably the biggest drawback in a way, is that most of the things that you go to the convention for that you really enjoy aren't actually in the badged areas of Fanimade. They're the hall and stage 0. And I saw awful lot of people badge swapping. And, you know, just...
Yeah, I suspect ghosting at the convention is very high. And you walk up, and there's all the cosplayers outside, and I don't know how many of them just go there, pose, and then leave. And never go to any events, never buy a badge. It seems like, because
I know that none of the photographers do. If you look at the photographers, none of them ever buy a badge.
Yeah, they'll just go up, take all their pictures outside, and everybody's posing outside, and then walk away. So it's unfortunate that the convention doesn't get to benefit from these people, but I'm not sure what they can do about it.
Try to have more programming that would draw people in.
Yeah, maybe a better organized masquerade.
I think there was some talk about them trying to do what AX does with sets, so that cosplayers will have a reason to come into the convention, and then by nature the photographers will follow them in.
Yeah.
We'll see if that happens. I hope it does. It'd be great if it does.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's Fanime. Happens every Memorial Day weekend in San Jose, and forgot to mention there's plenty of places to eat in the area.
Yes,
Yep.
plenty of food.
Yep.
Not very much parking.
No, well, I didn't have to park too far away.
Yeah,
and it was reasonably priced compared to what I pay at some cons in big cities. And yeah, there's Ben and Jerry's, Voodoo Donut, and Pizza My Heart.
Nice little clump of food right there.
There's a McDonald's or anything.
The convention center food's actually quite good too.
Oh, okay.
And reasonably priced. I give them credit. They're not trying to milk you there. You can get a teriyaki bowl for like $8. It's a pretty decent bowl too.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, if you're in San Jose, you probably know about Fanime, and that's our thoughts on it, and we'd love to hear yours. You can write to us at podcast@AnimeCons.tv, or call our voicemail line at 762-ADEQUATE. That's 762-233-7828. Look forward to hearing from you.